This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello viewers, you're watching Pulse of Africa. I'm Janani Tesfaye for the main news. First, our top stories for today. Angola ends mediation role in DRC-Rwanda conflict. Ghana and Morocco move to scrap visa requirements. Zambia CEC to invest $500 million in power projects. Somalia joins Afreximbank. Now, the news in detail. Angola has ended its role as key African Union mediator between Congolese M23 rebels, the Democratic Republic of Congo government, and Rwanda, the president's office announced on Monday, amid frustration over recent flopped direct talks between the rebels and Kinshasa. In a statement, the Angolan president's office cited President João Lourenço's role as the chairperson of the African Union, which he assumed in February as his main focus going forward. The announcement comes after the latest attempt to broker direct talks between M23 rebels and the Congolese government scheduled for March 18 in the Angolan capital Luanda failed. The rebels, who are at the center of the conflict in eastern Congo, cancelled their participation, citing sanctions imposed by the European Union on several of their senior leaders. Now to AU. The chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, visited the African Union Stabilization Support Mission in Somalia, AUSOM based during his official visit to Somalia. During his visit, Yusuf praised AUSOM peacekeepers for their bravery and sacrifices in restoring stability to Somalia. He acknowledged their critical role in advancing Africa's peace and security agenda, highlighting their efforts in counter-terrorism operations and strengthening Somalia's security institutions. Reaffirming the African Union's unwavering support, he pledged to address operational challenges and enhance troop welfare, ensuring that the mission remains effective in stabilizing Somalia. Moving on to Burundi. Burundi is seeing its largest influx of refugees in decades as tens of thousands of people flee the fighting in neighboring eastern Congo, the UN World Food Programme said Monday. The number of registered refugees who need food assistance has doubled to over 120,000 since conflict in the eastern DRC. Many of the refugees are women and children. WFP warned that available funds for its operations in Burundi are stretched to the limit and likely will be exhausted in June. It said it might have to suspend food assistance entirely from July or earlier. Shifting to Ghana and Morocco. Ghana and Morocco have agreed to take steps toward waiving visa requirements for all travelers between the two countries, a move aimed at strengthening diplomatic and economic ties. Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Oduzeto Ablakwa announced that the agreement will be submitted to both parliaments for ratification in the coming weeks. The two nations also committed to expanding cooperation in agribusiness, tourism, and security, following discussions between Ablakwa and Morocco's ambassador to Ghana, Imani Ouadil. As part of strengthening ties, Morocco has also doubled its annual scholarship for Ghanaian students, increasing the number from 90 to 180. In other news, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has called for the creation of a pan-Eurasian platform, enabling all countries across the continent to convene and address shared challenges and opportunities for collaboration. At a meeting hosted by the Gorbachev Diplomacy Fund in Moscow on Monday, Lavrov emphasized that unlike Africa and Latin America, Eurasia lacks a unified continental organization or a forum where all Eurasian nations without exclusion can meet regularly. The minister encouraged experts from the Gorbachev Diplomacy Fund to explore the feasibility of establishing such a platform. In addressing the current global landscape, Lavrov identified the emergence of a fairer multipolar world order as a key trend, adding that new global powerhouses continue to strengthen. Moving on to our next story. The UN and its partners said on Monday that they are seeking $934.5 million to fund a plan to address the ongoing Rohingya humanitarian crisis in Bangladesh. The plan for 2025 aims to support nearly 1 million Rohingya refugees and assist over 390,000 vulnerable Bangladeshis in host communities, according to a report from the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. This marks the first two-year response plan for Bangladesh, reflecting the protracted nature of the crisis and worsening conditions in the camps. The expanded budget targets increasing food insecurity, malnutrition, and safety concerns, while prioritizing infrastructure upgrades, safer temporary shelters, and resilience programs to reduce vulnerabilities.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Turning to business news. Zambia's Copper Belt Energy Corporation CEC will invest $500 million over the next 2 years to boost solar power output and double the capacity of its transmission line to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Copper Belt Energy Corporation, or CEC, owns the sole power transmission line between Congo and the Southern African Power Pool SAP. The investment aims to improve power distribution and attract third-party financing as Zambia recovers from a sovereign debt default. We are looking to invest around $500 million over the next 2 years, and most of this financing will come from third-party financiers, Chief Financial Officer Mutali Mukaka said. CEC plans to increase the transmission line's capacity from 250 megawatts to 550 megawatts as interest in Zambia's energy sector grows following a drought that reduced power generation by 70%. Finally, Somalia has officially become the 53rd African member state of Afreximbank, unlocking new opportunities for trade, investment, and regional integration through the African Continental Free Trade Area, or AFCFTA. The African Multilateral Financial Institution announced that Somalia has formally acceded to its establishment agreement, a move expected to strengthen Somalia's economy. This will open the door to greater access to financial resources and investment opportunities aimed at improving infrastructure, trade facilitation, and capacity building. Hirsi Jama Ghani, Somalia's State Minister of the Office of the Prime Minister, said this milestone agreement marks a commitment to positioning Somalia as a key player in regional and continental development, particularly in trade, under the AFCFTA framework. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. Now to weather updates. That is all for today, and thanks for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.